Hello and welcome to my first video in this channel and also my first video ever in English, so please be kind to me. English is not my first language, so I'll try my best. I'm gonna be reviewing the new set for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. This is Infinity Evolved, I believe. Yes, it is. And I'm gonna start with Portal Craft cards, and I'll also try to explain the reviewing method, the chart I'm gonna follow to give the reviews and the scores. It's pretty simple, but I wanted to avoid the trap that every channel falls into of trying to evaluate every card in a vacuum. I don't think that works for this game. It's a really synergistic game, and decks are either really good or really bad, so there's no point in trying to review a card in a vacuum. It doesn't make any sense. Let's start with Portal Craft. I'm gonna evaluate from 1 star to 5 stars, and I'm gonna start with the 1-star cards, and it's only one card. It's the Puppet Cat. It's a 1-star card. 1 star means it's never gonna see play. It's basically unplayable. It makes you wonder if the devs even try this game or try to balance the cards, because this card is really bad. I don't want to say anything about it. There's no point. It's just that bad. 2-star cards, it's only one. In this case, is Engine Blade. This card, I hate to give it 2 stars, but the thing is, Portal Craft and Artifact Portal, especially, doesn't have any more room for 6 PP cards, 6 cost cards. You have Sylvia and you have the new Karula. They are better cards. You want to run 3 of them. So Engine Blade Maven, really hard to pronounce this word. It's a good card, but it's not good enough to make it to the deck. There aren't that many spots available. 3 stars: Beer, Heartslayer, Akim, Lord of Despair, and Synchronous Hearts. These cards are basically going into the Puppet Portal Craft deck. They're really good. The deck is hurting for better cards, so I think they go right in, and there's no doubt about it that these 3 cards will make it. And you'll probably cut some of the neutral cards that you're running just because the deck doesn't have anything better to run. So the deck is gonna get a little better. I don't think it will break the game or get to tier 1. That's why I'm placing them at 3 stars. I think their support a really good deck, maybe a tier 2 deck, but not tier 1. 4 stars, we have Flight of Icarus, Carnelia, Ember of Darkness, Artifact Catapult, and Zwei Symphonic Heart. Here's a mix of cards that go into what's gonna probably be the best deck in the meta. Artifact Catapult, Carnelia, and Flight of Icarus. They are really good cards, and they complement perfectly what the Artifact Portal deck was missing. That's the consistency. You have a better card draw. Flight of Icarus is definitely coming in place of Eudi. You have Carnelia to give more value to your artifacts or the copies you generate, and you have Artifact Catapult, a better way to generate a copy of a 5-cost artifact than we had before. And you have also Zwei Symphonic Heart. This card doesn't go into the Artifact Portal deck. This obviously goes into the Puppet deck, and I believe this card is so good that it deserves the 4-star the 4-star score, not just a 3-star. And finally, we have, of course, Karula, 5 stars. This card is completely busted. This card is crazy. This card is exactly what the Artifact Portal deck was needing. It's more consistency, it's better plays for the turns from 6 to 8. Now we maybe don't lose games if we don't draw Orchis or Ramia in time. Maybe we can stall a little bit with Sylvia and Karula until we reach the point of we can make the Omega artifact and maybe win the game from there. But definitely a really good card, really good tempo, really good value. It has literally everything, and you cannot leave this guy alive because it's a super evolved 8 attack monster behemoth that can hit you for 16 on your next turn. So yeah, really good card. Okay, next we have Forestcraft, and this class is getting a lot of bad cards. I believe most of them are gonna be or are designed around the Take-Two format that we'll be getting in August, but I probably they didn't know where to put them, so they put them in this set specifically. And those cards, the 1-star cards, are obviously Ambush from Above, Wildheart, Dwarven Malletman, Lionel, and Woodwalkers. Ambush from Above, the thing is, it's probably the best of the bunch, but it doesn't have a place in the combo roach. The deck doesn't have that many spots available. It's a pretty tight list, and Ambush from Above does the same as other cards but worse, so it doesn't make sense to run it. The other cards literally don't have a place. Like they're just value cards that are probably going to be really good in Take-Two, and Forestcraft being the combo class, it's probably the one that needs the most this kind of card, but they don't work in any of the decks available, and they don't create a new deck around them. I believe there are no 2-star cards in this package, and the 3 stars are Fairy Fencer and Cynthia. Both of them go into a hypothetic new list, new deck built around fairies, trying to be aggressive and finish the game with fairies with Storm buffed by Cynthia. They're pretty good cards, but I don't believe the fairy deck will be anything better than tier 3. Maybe they prove me wrong, but I cannot see them being that good right now. They can steal some games, they can be really aggressive with the right opening, but nothing that amazing really. At 4 stars, we have the other cards: Garden's Allure, Titania, Queen of Fairies, and Limaga Untamed. While these 3 cards make it to the Roach combo deck, they're really good. Better card draw, better board control, Fairy Generation, Infinite Fairy Generation. That's really dumb and crazy. Of course, Titania also and the Allure also make it to the Fairy deck I was commenting about, but they go also into this already known archetype of combo Roach, or the deck that tries to finish games with Rhinother Roach. There's also one more deck that I believe can make it to tier 2, but it will be really hard to play, like the combo Roach. It's Rose Queen combo, and Limaga and Titania really help ease the pain of trying to control the board until the turn 9, where you play Rose Queen, and turn 10 where you finish the game. The combination of Limaga plus Rose Queen plus Infinite Fairies should be more than enough to finish the game at turn 10. The hard part will be reaching that point. It was completely impossible, or almost impossible, in the current metagame, but I believe Limaga, Titania, and of course Garden's Allure help give consistency and more than anything else, stall power to that deck. Okay, next up we have Swordcraft, and Swordcraft has received a really good amount of good cards, but the deck cannot fit them all. So you'll see some of them in maybe having a really low score for how good they are, but some of them have to be cut, and I believe those will be it. Before that, we have the 1-star cards. These cards won't see play. They will be Take-Two cards, of course. These are Seria, Gunslinger Maid. We have Lucrative Deal, Rakir. What's the Ordinary Knight? That's the Rakir title. And Night Shadow Ninja Master, a really long name for a card that probably will never be played. These cards are not good enough, cannot make it into any decks. Maybe you lose to a Night Shadow Ninja striking you from ambush, super evolved by Olivia. I don't know, but these cards aren't really that good. Rakir, I've seen people saying this card is insane. That doesn't make any sense. Like we don't have good spells in Swordcraft, so drawing a spell doesn't make much sense, and it's a 3/3/4/4. What can you do with that card? Evolve it and try to play the spell if it costs 2, because you get 2 PP back. I don't know. The good cards that I believe Iron making it to the deck are Gelt, Intrepid Vice Captain, and Band of Battle Princesses, and it hurts a lot to give these 2 cards 2 stars, because Gelt, it's not bad. It's just a word that if you play it together with Amelia, they always go together in the old game. It's a really good play, but other than that, it's just a 3/3 with word, and it's the every card that has this a specific trait of pairing it with a super evolved follower falling into the same trap. That's not feasible. That's not always feasible. So when you make that play, it's really amazing, but you won't be able to do it in every game. And outside of that combo, the card is not that good, sadly. Band of Battle Princess is amazing. Yeah, 2 mana, 4 damage randomly. It's not terrible, but 4 mana, 4 damage randomly through 3 followers is great. It's a really good effect. Maybe someone tries it and sees that in some metagames against some matchups, the card is really good. Probably in the mirror. 4 mana to clear 3 followers, 3 small to medium-sized followers is pretty decent. But other than that, as I was saying, 4th mana is a spot where it's too hard to fit for Swordcraft. In the 3 stars category, we don't have anything. In 4 stars, we have Prim, Princess Picnic. This is one of the cost 4 cost plays I was talking about. Prim is amazing. It's just 1/1 with ambush for 2, but it gives you an extra card. In a turn 4, you can play both of them together, and you have a 1/1 with ambush and a 3/3 ward Bane. It's really difficult to clear for the opponent. The ambush, of course, and the 3/3 Bane ward, it's a pain in the ass. So it's a really good proactive play that Swordcraft was missing on turn 4 going first. And we also have, I believe it's Rose. Yeah, Rose the Princess Knight. Really versatile card. It's a 3/2 with strike and rush that can clear a damage follower, and most of the time turn 5 the opponent will have a damage follower, so you can play it, draw an extra follower and play it in the same turn, or combo it in the next turn, maybe with Amelia or something like that. I believe the versatility of being able to play it for 3 and for 5, it's more than enough, and the effect is pretty good. So I think this card makes it to the mid-range Swordcraft list. And finally, we have the legendaries, Gildaria, Anathema of Peace, and Urius, Levin Authority. These 2 cards make it to the mid-range list for different reasons. Gildaria is just busted. This card is amazing. We can play it for 6 PP and evolve it, and suddenly we have a 6/6 with rush, 2/2 with rush that do 2 damage to all enemy followers. That's great. I believe any deck would like to have this card. But on top of that, in the late game, when there aren't any more super evolutions to use, Swordcrafts keep spamming super evolutions. Gildaria has the rally keyword, rally 20, super evolve this follower on enter on fanfare, and it does the same effect. If you didn't know that, a card that does something on evolve also does it when it's super evolved. So Gildaria is suddenly a really great play also in the late game. If you combo it with Amelia, if you can make Amelia and Gildaria work on the same turn, you have 2 super evolved followers, one of them with barrier, the 2 tokens that come in with rush with a barrier. It's pretty crazy. And Urius, it's the reason why Swordcraft will have a chance against decks like Artifact Portal, Puppet Portal, even Runecraft, Spellbook Runecraft, that it was almost an impossible task, an impossible matchup for Swordcraft. Suddenly with Urius you have a real good option, because you are completely negating the best plays of these decks. You cannot attack with Orchis. Orchis is suddenly completely useless. It doesn't do anything against Swordcraft the turn after Urius hit the board. Ramia doesn't... well, I mean, Ramya can still put the followers in play, but they do nothing against Julius. That's the point. They really do nothing, and you lose the game in your following turn because Julius is a 5 attack follower, and probably you're getting hit in the face for 12 damage from a Super Evolved Albert. So there's that. And Runecraft, Spellboost Runecraft doesn't do anything if it cannot attack. Kwon doesn't do anything. Satan or Cocytus cannot attack and finish the game. The Storm followers that Runecraft draws after using the climb cannot attack. Runecraft at least has the option to just clear Julius and take one extra turn to finish the game, but that one extra turn can be enough for Swordcraft to finish the game the next turn. So I think Julius is a really good card. I don't think it will be run at 3 copies, maybe 1, maybe 2, but it's really necessary for Swordcraft. Okay, next we have Runecraft, and Runecraft has received support for their 2 archetypes, Spellboost and Airride, but not all the cards are equally as good. And of course, I believe Airride will be a little bit worse than Spellboost, so you'll see it reflected in the scores. But first, we have the completely unplayable card, Arcane Archivist. It doesn't make any sense to run this card. There's no point in running a looter. It's a term used in Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it searches. I mean, it's not search. It draws a spell. It guarantees you draw a spell, but that's not good enough. 2 stars. We have the 2 cards that don't make the decks. We have one from Spellboost, that's Virgin Rejected Artist, and we have one for Airrides, and that's Pascal's Dance. These 2 cards, I don't believe they're good enough. Pascal's Dance is a meme. You won't ever activate the Airride 10. That it doesn't make any sense. No one is letting any followers alive for more than 1 turn in this game, so don't expect to buff a gigantic board with Pascal Dance. And Virgin doesn't have a place in Spellboost. It's a deck that is trying to streamline the curve and go really low now, so Virgin in the same PP cost as Anangarea doesn't make any sense in the deck, really. 3 stars, we have Melby, Adoring Witch, Enchanting Perfumer, and Glacial Crash. These cards go right into the Airride archetype. They're really good. Maybe some of them will be run at 3 copies, and maybe some of them will be run at 1. Enchanting Perfumer is the one that I'm mostly worried about, because Airride already has 2 great 4-cost plays. So I don't believe you can run 16. And it's 16. It's 15 copies of 4-cost cards, so some of them will get cut, and Enchanting Perfumer is a really good card, especially going second, but we'll see how much they get played. And at 4 stars we have Owen, Mysterian Swordsman, Flames of Chaos, Norman, and Leland Theme, Anathema of Edacity. Of course, Owen and Flames of Chaos go right into the Spellboost deck. Flames of Chaos is trying to do the same as William, but at 3 cost instead of 6 cost. And it's also a spell, so it Spellboost. By the way, if you haven't checked the hypothetical list for Spellboost, I believe 36 of the 40 cards Spellboost the cards in your hand in one way or another. It's completely stupid. So you don't even have to think about how you play the deck. You just vomit your cards every turn. Everything gets Spellboost. Everything Spellboost the deck. It's dumb. This deck will be a real pain in the ass. You'll see. And Leland Theme and Norman, these are the 2 legendaries that go right into the Airride archetype. I wasn't expecting the Airride archetype to develop like this. I was expecting something more aggressive and with burn damage, pings to the face, and some things like that. And we got Norman that it's more like a board controlling play. Really versatile. That's probably the best thing about Norman, that you can heal, you can draw, you can generate token, like the ward, the 3/3 ward. It's a really great card. Lilian Theme, I was doubting at the start this card. Like I look at it and I thought it's not that good. It's really bad, in fact. But it makes sense looking at the other cards that Airwright got. It's not trying to finish the game but boring you. It's trying to finish the game but boring you. It's just a card that enters the battlefield, super evolves, destroys two of your big things, smashes its face against a third one, dealing 1 damage. It's an 8/8 that you have to clear, then it dies, and it's a 5/5 that you have to clear, and it dies, and it's a 5/5 that you have to clear because you're dead next turn because they super evolve it again, clear your wards, hit you in the face with 8 damage, and you're probably losing that game. And if you aren't losing that game, Lilian Theme, it's a 5/5 that keeps and going and going and going and going, and you have to eventually win before she finishes you off. So I think it's better than it looked at the start. Okay, next up we have Dragoncraft. My god, this class is doomed. Okay, it's one of my 2 favorite classes, and it's definitely not good, and it won't be good, but at least it will be fun, probably, as you can imagine with Fanny. Let's start with the 1 stars. Intent Dragonite Princess and Wise Guardian Dragon. These cards are completely unplayable. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed these 2 cards. They don't make any sense. They're just bad cards. They should cost less. They should be better. I don't want to keep talking because I'm gonna get really angry. At 2 stars we have Soaring Ivory Dragon, Pirewyrm Blade, Call of the Megalorca, Seasoned Merman, Draconic Strike, and Neptune, where are you Neptune? Arbiter of the Tides. These cards, one of them, it's a Pirewyrm Blade. This is just a good card for aggro, for face dragon, just +1/+1 every turn, and hit face. It's still some games, the deck is not good, but some people like it, so there's that. And the other ones, I believe, try to create some kind of ramp dragon that stabilizes around Seasoned Merman on turn 5. By the way, really good card. Finally, Dragoncraft has a good play on 5, going first after ramping on turn 3. Neptune also helps you stabilize because you heal, because you clear. Draconic Strike helps you scam games, just steal some games. You'll hit a Fenny sometimes, and you will be able to play Fenny on turn 6, maybe even sooner if you ramp, and suddenly all your deck is the cost is halved. Then you run every single draw effect in the game for Dragoncraft and try to scam some people playing two 9 Storm Followers at the same turn for 5 PPs each and hit them for 18, or maybe with a Super Evolve you hit them for 21. That's the thing. That's the only thing that Dragon has going probably for the next set. And at, I believe it's 3 stars, yes, Phylene, White Throat's Bloom, and Fanny, Prismatic Phoenix. And some people would say, you're crazy, why are you putting these 2 cards in the same tier? Clearly Phylene is better. Yeah, Phylene is better, but I'm not evaluating these cards in a vacuum. I'm evaluating these cards in taking into account the strength of the deck they go into, and Dragoncraft won't have strong decks next set, so Phylene and Fanny go into the same deck, and that deck is bad. So probably tier 3, maybe. Phylene is a really good card though, it's amazing. And whenever Dragoncraft has really good cards and it makes sense to play a ramp Dragoncraft deck, Phylene will be an MVP. Okay, next up we have the Abyss cards, and Abyss is not in a good spot. I was expecting support for the Bat archetype or the self-damaging archetype, and we got none of those, or really a small amount. But first, let's start with the 1 star scores. Cultivator of Malice and Ghastly Soiri. These cards are awful. They won't ever see play, so don't even think about them. At 2 stars, we have a really cute package of cards. We have Guela, the Blastwing, Laura Cruel Commander, Excel, Nocturnal General, and Shadow and Stygian Horsewoman. They're supposed to work together, but it's a 4-card combo in a mid-range deck, and you literally need those 4 pieces for it to work. So what's the point? I don't think this is good enough. Maybe I'm missing something. I've tried it. I've constructed a deck, built a deck around this idea, and I don't see it working. So of course you will lose. You will lose against this strategy, and you will think it's good. You will try next, and you'll see that combo happens once in every 15 games. So yeah, it's not good enough. And Winged Servants is a pretty decent card in a meta where Cerberus is your finisher and you don't want to run 1-cost cards, 1-cost followers. So why run Winged Servants? You don't want to be reviving or resurrecting bats with Cerberus. So yeah, don't run that card. And at 3 stars we have Rabin. Where's Rabin? Rabin, the Silver Bullet. A really good bronze. Undead Soldier, amazing card, and Ginsetsu and Yuzuki. These 3 cards are at 3 stars for different reasons. I believe Ginsetsu and Yuzuki is a really good card in a more controlling Abyss deck, that it will be probably tier 3, not better than that, because it doesn't have a real finisher. You're trying to stall the game until you play Cocytus, or maybe win because the opponent is bored and forfeits. I don't know. And Rabin and Undead Soldier are really good mid-range cards. You have your Pseudo Sylvia for Abysscraft in Rabin. It evolves and destroys 2 followers, and it has Bane, so it probably destroys the 3rd one and survives at turn 5. Undead Soldier is incredible. It's a really good card, and you can follow up the next turn with Cerberus and buff 2 of the zombies. They will survive because these are 2/2/2 zombies that die and generate 2/2/2 zombies. So probably they are alive on your next turn. That's 10 damage to the face. No, 10. No, it's 8. Sorry, 8 damage extra. 8 extra damage to the face next turn with Cerberus. Okay, let's go now with Havencraft. And Havencraft has received 2 packages, basically. A few cards that are completely unplayable because the deck isn't there. That's an amulet built around a deck built around amulets. Those cards are, of course, 1 stars, and those are not Maddening Benson, Luminous Sensor, Colette, and Agnes. These 3 cards are really good cards that don't have a place yet. Damus and Maddening Benison, on the other side, those are really bad cards and won't see play ever. Probably. Maddening Benison is a weird card, and maybe we can see it as a 1-off or 2-off in a weird metagame with really aggressive decks, but it's not the metagame right now for this card. Damus is just bad. At 3 stars, we have really good cards. We have Divine Guard, Cleric of Crushing, and Immaculate Adjudicator. These 3 cards make it to the new World Haven decklist. They are just good value, really good cards, so you will see them a lot probably. And the front man and the front woman of the World deck, they are Wilbert, Desolate Paladin, and Aether, Empyrean Guardian. These 2 cards get a score of 4 stars. I believe this deck will be tier 2 probably. It's gonna win a lot of games on the first week when people are trying new things and figuring things out. But the deck, like, I've tried it, it's really linear. It doesn't have any, like, you just do the same thing over and over and again, and players will catch up onto that really, really soon and play around the same plays every game. There are strong plays, don't get me wrong. Like you're playing Salefa into Wilbert, into Aether, into Jhin, and that's a really, really, really good curve, and you will win games just because you play those 4 cards one after the other. But if you save up your removal for the right moment and don't allow Jhin to buff up a really good board, that the deck doesn't do anything. It dies on the spot. So I believe people will catch up onto the strategy and play around it, and the deck will be decent, even good, but not tier 1. Okay, and finally we have the neutral cards. Most of them are not that good, but some of them will definitely see play. At one stage we have Twin Blade Goblin, Nikar and Jafnar and Darkseid. These cards are just bad and whenever see play in Constructed, but probably in Take 2 they will be decent cards. Reyna and Odin at 2 stars. These cards are here for different reasons. Odin is a tech card and you'll see it eventually in some decks that try to finish the game over an opponent ward or one need to clear some kind of last words follower. Reyna, it's just a little bit of a meme. Maybe you can see it in Abysscraft, like as a follow-up to the zombie play on turn 6 and then you finish the game with Cerberus. I want to try it, but I don't have the cards to try the deck yet, so we'll see. And at 3 stars we have Chereta and Grimnir. These 2 cards go right into the Ward Haven archetype. They have Ward, and it doesn't matter that they are neutral, they are just good cards. Chereta is a 2/2 that gets better as the game goes on, and Grimnir is a pretty decent play on turn 3. And the thing is, Warhaven is probably one of the decks that benefits the most about the crest. This 2-time, well, I mean, it's every time you super evolve a follower, you deal 2 damage AoE. It's probably the deck that benefits the most, and also it's the only deck that it's relevant for it that it has Ward. So I think it's a pretty decent card that sadly won't see play outside of that deck probably, because decks don't have enough spots in them.